G'day guys, welcome back to the fourth video. I hope you're having a cracker of a morning so far. Last week we talked about some positive communication, so not just how you're talking to yourself, but how you talk to other people in general. I wanted to touch a little bit more on that this week, and I wanted to just revisit some of the doubt that some people have about themselves. Now, this can be a very anxious thing. It can be crippling when you have no faith in yourself because it's very difficult to know what to do from there. I mean, how many times does that end up becoming what's called a self-fulfilling prophecy? You know, you doubt yourself, so you don't put yourself all out there, you don't make the maximum effort, you don't get what you want, it just reconcretes the whole basis that you had in the first place, and it just makes it worse. You wind up in this downward spiral where you just constantly think you're a failure. You constantly think that you can't do these things. And one of the things that I wanted to revisit this week is basically just taking a little bit of a look at yourself and thinking, okay, how about we get rid of that mindset for the moment? Now, much easier said than done. But as an example, how many people have gone for another job, or maybe they've had a period of time where they haven't had a job, or they've been homeless or something like that, you know, and don't get me wrong, it happens to quite a lot of people. I know a good handful of people that this has happened to. And I know a few people at the moment who simply don't have jobs, and they are looking, they're trying their best, it's getting them down, they're feeling useless. And how many times have you been in this situation where you might go to have a crack at one of these jobs, but you are so invested in the idea that you are going to fail, you don't even properly try. You know, like you've got your resume, you go to give it to someone, that resume is exactly the same resume that you applied for job B, and this is an entirely different industry. So the resume that you used to try and get into maybe doing a bit of childcare work, as an example, over here you've used that same resume and you've given it over to someone like Thomas Foods. You know, you've given it to, because you haven't readjusted anything. So literally they've read it and they're going, okay, cool, we don't actually have a daycare here at the abattoir, so we don't need you. How many times have you looked at yourself and you kind of go, yeah, it's you, you know, you're the problem here? I want to tell you guys, no, you absolutely aren't the problem. That's the thing. We are in a period of time where it is very, very tricky at the moment. You know, I'm not saying that you are necessarily going to go out and get everything tomorrow just by having a positive outlook, but it is certainly possible for you to just have a bit of a reassess of yourself and go, you know what? Get out of the idea that you're just going to perpetually fail, because it's going to make you fail. You are going to set yourself up for failure if you do that. So I guess the most important message that I wanted to try and put across this week is dust yourself off and have a decent crack. Actually think about what it is that you're trying to do. Don't just flounder. You know, so many people, whenever they're in this kind of position, they just kind of do. You know, they don't put any extra effort in. They kind of, it's like if you've ever seen like the kids trying to break a board in a karate class, you know, the first couple of times they really have a good decent crack. But then as they start to really not get through it, the ones after that are they're just slapping. You know, they're doing it because that's the action, but there's no effort in it, there's no heart in it. And of course it's not going to happen. You need to find something else. You've got to really dig down and you've got to find something to grunt through with, and you've actually got to have a decent go. And this isn't supposed to be something where I kind of tear you down and say the effort's been meaningless so far. Not at all. This is more you've got to really commit to yourself. If you want to change, you have the ability to change. You really do. You don't need to just have the glazed over eyes and just kind of go through life going, oh, this is how it is. No, take a bit of control over it and really put some effort into your dreams and desires. Really actually have a decent crack at things, because honestly, that's all it needs. If you can just change a little bit of that outlook and you can stop saying to yourself, yeah, you're a failure, because no, you're not. You're not a failure at all. And this is the whole point of trying to do these videos, is to try and remind you that you do have a lot of awesomeness in yourself. You have a lot of hidden talents. And if there's one valuable thing that I can really push, get money out of your head, please, for a moment. I mean, money is needed for a set amount of things. Don't get me wrong. You need food, you need water, you need shelter, and you need a little bit put aside to actually enjoy your life. Don't get me wrong. It can't just be about necessities. But really, once you've gotten to that point, there has to be a degree where you stop thinking about money. For God's sake, stop thinking about it and start thinking more about how you're going to enjoy your life. Do a bit of volunteer work, you know. There's so many jobs that come up all the time. There's no reason that you can't maybe have a bit of a crack at trying to do some mentoring or something like that. Maybe have a wander over and say good day to some of the folks at Old Homes and things like that. There's no reason that you can't put a little bit of that confidence out. And by doing that, you're going to kind of remind yourself that you aren't a failure. You're actually a really awesome person. And yeah, maybe an opportunity hasn't come up for you yet, but that's the thing that you've got to get into your head, is that it's a big yet. You are in debt at the moment. You don't have a job at the moment. Don't just resign yourself to these facts. Like if you constantly try to adjust yourself and you constantly try to do something different, eventually you will get there. That's the thing, and if you need a little bit of guidance, there's always ways around that. So many people kind of go, oh, what's the point of trying to put any kind of investment in myself, any time, any money or anything like that? It's just going to fail. Of course it's going to fail with that attitude. Come on, have a go. Put a little bit of investment in yourself. Tell yourself that you're not a failure. Tell yourself that you're awesome, and have a crack anyway. Hope you're having an awesome week, guys. I'm really, really enjoying some of the stuff coming along. I'm really excited to tell you I've actually got a little business that I'm going to start up. It's called The Art of Awesome. I've got a artofawesome.com and a .com.au, and now I even have an email, dave@theartofawesome.com. So if you wanted to drop me a line, please do. I would love to hear from you. Otherwise, please like the videos. Please share them around. They're for everyone. I have no vested interest in this. I don't make any money off this. This is for anyone who needs it. So please share it around. It really helps me. It really encourages me. I hope you're having an awesome week. Good on you.